What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Today, I'm going to react to a video about Russia opens its cellars and shows 1400s pictures of Jesus, um, Russia's black icons. So I guess it's a book with black Jesus and whatnot, because we definitely know common sense and common knowledge should tell you if there was a Jesus and he was from that area that he wasn't white. But before we do that, I want to get into a word from promopalace.biz.
Promotion? Then look no further than Promo Palace LLC, your one-stop shop for all music promotion services. Services include Spotify playlist pitching, YouTube video promotion, record pool promotion, blog placements, radio airplay promotion, SoundCloud promotion, and much more. With over 2,000 customers and over 10 years of experience in online promotion, Promo Palace LLC is a company you can trust. For more info, please go to promopalace.biz. See you there.
That's right. You heard a beautiful lady. If you need online marketing promotions for your music product, brand, or service, please go to promopalace.biz, one-stop shop. As you see, scrolling below, get marketing and promotions at promopalace.biz. All right, let's get into it.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. I want to show a video with you all how Europe is starting to bring out the cellars, the paintings back in the 1500s, 1600s, and how they were depicted of people, Jesus, Mary.
These Russian icons by Father Vladimir Ivanov. I hope I didn't butcher that name, but this is a book that is highly coveted by different circles. Because it has the black icons, it has the history of black people in places like Russia, in Italy, in places all over Europe. This book can range from $1,300 to $3,000, so it's not an easy book to get.
Wow.
I actually borrowed this book from a friend, But this book has a lot of interesting depictions in it. A lot of them pertaining to the Bible. Like right here, this is the Transfiguration of Christ. And you see it's black people in caves, I believe, what it looks like. It's black people in the whole picture, but this is knowledge that escapes black people here in America. It's definitely something that we would never see or never hear about in the educational system. Now, I'm pretty sure there's people that are black history college students majoring in black history or world history, and they've never seen nothing like this before. At least not from the standpoint of Europe, you know. This is the crucifixion of Christ, and in it we see
Yeah, let's stop right there. Like, definitely doesn't look white to me. Definitely doesn't look white. I mean, common sense and common knowledge should tell you that if Jesus Christ did exist and he was from Jerusalem or that surrounding areas, which is in Africa, pretty much at the corner of Africa, that he's not Caucasian, and we definitely know where the white Jesus comes from. We know that everybody we know that I mean, like every religion pretty much portrays a god in their own image. And I honestly don't know. I mean, I don't really believe in Jesus Christ. I don't believe in Muhammad. I don't believe in none of these man-made religions. At least not these modern day man-made religions. I think I believe more into if I'm gonna believe a religion, I'm gonna believe probably like the Sumerians. Like whatever is the oldest known civilization that we know of, and whatever they're pretty much saying created us, or we don't necessarily got called God. That's another thing me and my friend talked about the other day. Like, why do we have to worship Jesus or God? How do we know that they want to be worshipped? We don't know that for sure, but we do know that common sense and common knowledge would tell you that if Jesus Christ is from the Jerusalem area, Israel area, or I don't even know exactly where Bethlehem is supposed to be from, like the actual location, but they say he was from that area. That's Africa. We know that that isn't like Caucasian territory. That isn't high Caucasian territory.
angels, black angels.
Black angels,
The people surrounding him are black.
a black.
Um, it's very interesting because the images that we see are contrary to what we have known our whole lives, or what we have been taught our whole lives. You know, like I said,
This is the thing, though. I have a problem with that as an excuse. Because I think like once somebody even like I just think like common sense and common knowledge at some point should kick in. You know, like I said, like common sense should kick in, and you should apply common sense and common knowledge and understand. Jesus is supposedly from this region. Well, this region is predominantly African and close to where the Arabs are. So we do definitely know that you can X out Caucasian, and then now you're left with African or um, Arab. And me personally, if Jesus did exist, I think Jesus was black. I've always said I think Jesus, if he did exist, I don't think he was like the son of God or came back to life or anything. Maybe that was misinterpreted. Just like the virgin birth could have been artificial insemination. But I think he was more like the Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X of his time and whatnot, if he did exist. But we definitely know that black people worshiping a white Jesus comes from slavery. I definitely think that black people they need to move on from praying to a white Jesus. I think that to me I think that's a problem. I think that's something that has to be eradicated in the black community, personally speaking. um, that I don't pray to a white Jesus, so why would a black man pray to a white Jesus? I don't worship a white Jesus, so why would a black man worship a white Jesus? I I definitely like, and that's the thing. Like, I don't believe in Islam either. I don't really think that's the answer, but like, definitely don't pray to a white Jesus, Black Americans. That's what I believe personally. I don't pray to a white Jesus. Common sense and common knowledge should tell you that Jesus is white without making an excuse of what we were taught. Once you get old enough and you can apply common sense and you can look at a map in a region, and common sense will tell you what people are from this region. The predominant majority of people from this region. Common sense should tell you, that it's in Africa, and it Caucasians they've never really dominated that region until, I guess, Israel, modern day Israel, because like a lot of that modern day Israel people are, to me, they're more like white Europeans, Greek, Caucasians, you know, which definitely are just like ancestors of like the last people that probably conquered Jerusalem at some point. A lot of people in a lot of places are just ancestors of the last conquerors of certain places. I mean, even England was conquered. If I'm not mistaken, the Rus, which are like Russians nowadays, were like originally like Vikings who became Christians. I could be wrong in that, but I think they were. So like no region is typically, got the original settlers. A lot of these regions have been conquered by multiple settlers, at this point in history, you know. And that's the thing about history that they didn't teach you. The main thing about history they didn't teach you that we really need to know is that history is really just two words. It's two words put into one. His story. And his story is always the story of the conquerors, not the conquered. So we need more of the non-history um stories in history, which is, the non-his story would be the account from the people being conquered. And we never get that in history. We always get the account from and the point of view from the conquerors, who always usually over embellish. And it's like a movie script. It's like they take certain aspects of the true story, and then they add fiction to it. They over embellish it, add little extra details, you know and whatnot. So yeah, there's that problem with history. We only get one side of the story. We get the conquered side, or the conqueror's side, never the conquered side of the story.
Say it again, like these type of images of antiquity escape black people here in America, and I can say all people, for in general,
All
just
people,
people in
yeah,
general
yeah,
don't know. I'm pretty sure there's plenty.
yeah. I'm glad he said that. It's not just for black people to see this and know this. It's for all people to see this and know this. Caucasian, Hispanic, Asian, Latin, whatever it may be. Um, it's for all people to, like, to me, everybody should want to know the truth. The exact truth, the all the details of the truth. That's the thing. We'll probably never truly know. Um, there's just some things we'll probably never truly know, and some people are like, well, they're not meant. Some things aren't meant to be known. It's not that they're meant to be known. It's just that we'll probably truly know. We're so distant. You got to think nowadays. We record everything on audio, video. I mean, everything's being documented nowadays. Everything in history is being documented on social media. Back then, there was a time in society when there was no such thing as buying books. There was no such thing as mass printing books and buying books. That means a lot of people were non-educated in society for a long time. They were non-educated in society for a long time. And then they started printing books and letting people, you know, get this knowledge on the masses. But a lot of this knowledge, when you had these great philosophers and whatnot, that it wasn't like, the masses was always hearing what they had to say. Normally what the people heard about it because, society will push back on new philosophers, people that just were free thinkers. Once people started freely thinking, society started pushing back on that super, super heavy. Let's keep it moving though.
Of Caucasian people and people of all nationalities that don't know the extent that black people covered the earth. And in many cases, like here, like what you see, we're in rulership positions. Like this looks like a king.
Yeah, that's the thing though. All races of people were in rulership positions. That should be common sense and common knowledge too. You know, like all races have ruled over their regions and ruled over their people. I was thinking today, like, just imagine the times, because I was watching the movie Last Legion. Just imagine the times where like a little kid ruled over the people and you had to take orders from a kid. Like, those times had to be very pathetic and weak to me. Like, what the hell could a kid tell me about life? How could a kid rule over my life? He doesn't, he's a kid. He doesn't know nothing about life. Like, you got little kids being Caesar and ruling over the people, and they would just go along with it. It's like, what the hell is. So everybody ruled back then, all races. I think the audio, he's just showing images of the book right now. No talk over right now. But definitely interesting. I mean, all the pictures in there. I mean, there ain't no Caucasians in there whatsoever. No white faces in there whatsoever. Definitely interesting. And you know what's crazy? I was in the Dollar Tree. Like, yeah, it was either yesterday or the day before. Cause this guy's channel is called Go Black to Africa. I was in there other day, and there was a black guy in there talking about how you know white people stole whitewashed Jesus, and I agreed with him on that part. You know what I'm saying? And but he was so boisterous and loud and just super talkative about it. He just seemed so crazy, but he kept talking about 400 years of prophecy. And I agree with him on some of the things he was saying, that, yeah, Jesus definitely wasn't white, Caucasian. And I've heard the talk about black people going back to Africa, but Africa doesn't really have the opportunity that America has. And I think if a lot of black people wanted to go back to Africa, they could have at this point, man. But like America has so much more opportunity. Um, the entertainment business is just crazy. I mean, they just Jalen Brown just got paid the biggest NBA contract ever. He's gonna get 69 million in a year, one final year of his deal. It might not never even bring a championship to Boston. You know, so yeah, I heard the guy was just like, yeah, you know, everybody is going back to Africa and this, that, and the third. And I don't know. I don't see that. Like, because I don't believe in none of man's religions. I believe in the laws of nature. Um, I believe that I don't believe that like one person just created us and we're supposed to worship him. I think there could have been multiple people that created us. And all I do know is whatever created us had to stay there and protect us, educate us, and protect us and nourish us for an awfully long time. Because I just said earlier, mankind was stupid for a while when there was no mass printing of books. Books weren't public. Everybody couldn't read and write and things of that nature. Um, yeah. So the first human was definitely, not smart. That's the thing. Like, science tells us the first humans were like generally not super duper smart. They were probably dumber than a bag of bricks. And the Bible tells us they were like freaking geniuses as soon as they ate a piece of fruit. I don't believe that. I don't believe in Moses and his magic wand, virgin birth. If you tell me it's artificial insemination, I might well believe it. I don't believe Jesus died and came back to life. I don't know. I don't really believe in Muhammad. Um, you know, and Christianity is only really so big as it is because it's like the first book that they started to mass produce. So it would make sense why it's so big. I mean, if the hip hop dictionary was the first book mass produced, I can only imagine how big hip hop would be right at this point. But no, this is interesting. Supposedly a book that came from Russia. Common sense and common knowledge should apply that if there was a Jesus Christ, that he wasn't Caucasian, he wasn't European, white male. You shouldn't need nobody to teach you that, educate you that once you get to a certain age or a certain point. You should start applying common sense and common knowledge and start searching out for things yourself, especially now with the internet. You can find a lot of stuff to dig and search for information and references, you know. But I thought this was very interesting. I know there's a lot of white people probably get upset, what I'm saying, and say Jesus wasn't black and whatnot. Well, if it was a Jesus, he wasn't white. I could tell you that much. So it's nothing to, get your panties in a bunch and get in a hissy fit over, and I don't really believe in none of man's religions. I do believe in the morals, like, thou shalt not kill unless, your life depends on it, or shouldn't steal just to steal. You shouldn't just assault people. You shouldn't just be mean to people just cause. I believe in those things, you know what I'm saying? You should try to be an honest, decent human being. I believe in that aspect of it, but I don't think you have to be religious to believe in, what man says right is right from wrong. You know, and the laws of nature. Now, that's the thing. In the laws of nature, there's no really right and wrong. There's no really right and wrong in the laws of nature. And I am a laws of nature guy, but I live um, in a society where we got to follow the laws of man. So I'm applying my common sense and common knowledge and the things that I think, and I do agree with what's right and wrong as far as what man says as well too. I don't want to just go out and just be mean to people just cause. I don't want to just try to assault people just cause, rob people just cause, kill people just cause. Because if I want to do those things, I would just go do them. But I don't. and because I don't want to be that kind of person. But yeah, check this out. Um, people don't get offended when people tell you that Jesus wasn't white, he wasn't Caucasian, and I hope black people don't get offended when I tell you, please don't pray to a white Jesus. I think that's a big issue in Black America. I think this is a big problem, and I would rather you be Islamic than pray to a white Jesus personally. And a good friend of mine is a Muslim, so he's not praying to a white Jesus either. That is something me and Venom, my good friend Ali, who's Husama Dean, totally agree on that. We don't believe in a white Jesus, and we would not pray to a white Jesus and worship a white Jesus. And not that I believe in Jesus in the first place. But once again, I want to thank you for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.